Today we are having a look at the weekly challenge for mini motorways. This one is set in Moscow. Alrighty. So, what do we got? This is the week of the 28th. Only one choice of upgrade is offered, but all weekly upgrades are doubled, so that at least should offset that. No roundabouts are offered, so that's also good because it's probably the least useful of the ones that we can get. It's just out of there from the get-go. Hopefully we start with a bridge. We do. Let's speed things up. And just an update for how I'm going. I just made my daughter's lunch for tomorrow, which had cucumber slices in it and like as a small snack and Nutella sandwiches. Just before filming this, I noticed I had Nutella on my thumb, so I ate it off my thumb to discover that I also had cucumber juice on there. So for anyone that was curious about what the taste of cucumber and Nutella is as a combination, jury's still out. Alright, well since these two are both the same, let's just connect all three since we've only got the one bridge. And potentially we'll have a shortage for a while. Depending on how our luck falls. Alright, so we've got two more, so we can shift this, but we've only got the three houses. We probably don't want to lose the real estate though. So let's claim that. But let's leave the middle road connected for now, maybe. I work with I have some Russian co-workers, and one thing I've learned recently, because one of them will quite frequently jump between speaking in Russian and in English, depending on who she's talking to. She has a keyboard that has Russian characters on it too. So it has all the English letters, and then every English letter has also got a Russian character on it as well. And she was showing me how, she was telling me how she's got a program installed that means that when she types, it will predict what language she's actually typing in based on the character, like the predictive text, whereas it's a series of letters together. Oh, okay, obviously she's attempting to type the Russian word such and such, and it'll just jump back and forth. But one of the things about Russian is what is an English C, like this. If you needed a frame of reference for what a C looks like, what is an English C is a Russian S, which you can probably validate as well, because if you think about the referring to Russia, or before Russia was Russia and it was the Soviet States, it was the USSR, whereas it was in Russian the CCCP, because the word for united in Russian starts with an S, which is why you'd also call them the CCCP, because it's actually Russian S's, not English C's. And because of that, well, we're going to have to get rid of... We'll connect him, we'll get rid of that bridge for now, I guess. But because Russian C's and Russian S's and English C's look exactly the same, I think they possibly shared the same key on her keyboard as well. But working in IT, if she had to do a project where she had to change the location of a whole bunch of folders from the E drive to the C drive, but she forgot to turn off her auto-predictive typing, so her keyboard thought that she was typing Russian S's as opposed to typing English C's, which meant that she did a whole bunch of She did a whole bunch of I'll get there eventually with this story. She did a whole bunch of Russian S's instead of English C's when doing C drive, which meant that she just broke a whole bunch of links. So, and it is funny as well because when talking to her, she occasionally tell me to go to something that is S such and such, and if you've got no idea what she's talking about, eventually you go, oh wait, no, she means C, because she's still so used to going back and forth. Anyway, generally the first 100 passengers in this game is generally pretty slow. So if I can fill them with the story, I think it does make it go along a little bit quicker. So hopefully the Russian S English C story filled the void. If you were wondering, well, why am I hearing about this? That's why, because there's a void that needs filling. All right, so the state of the world after that story. Questionable. I would certainly describe it as questionable. So let's pause this for a second. We'll get rid of these two guys. And they can just come straight up there now. So they're the attachment to that. These guys can all sort of still go that way. We'll put him there. And we will sweep this guy further up. We'll get that like that. Unfortunately, this guy's now trapped, really. Unless I route these guys down somehow. We can't really get any use out of him. Let's make that a set of traffic lights too. Well, I feel like we've just had the argument made to us that we should route those white guys down. So let's do that. So now we don't need him connected over this bridge. Then what we can do is we can route these guys down. That. Make that a set of lights. And he can come up there. And this guy can come across there. We have one extra bridge. What we could do is run a second bridge right here. To separate this into two groups. These three for him, and those two for him. I mean, that does leave us pretty understaffed. Somehow knew that blue was going to hop on the top side of this green. But that was written in the stars. Okay, so we'll get them connected down with this guy. Again, green's running some pretty long marathons here. Funny little set of blues up here. We just want to group them together as an emergency motorway group. Alright, now we have plenty of bridges. Let's try separating this out. How do we connect to this guy? What's our best path here? We definitely want more white guys connecting to that. Alright, so we have two motorways at the moment. Motorway 1, we're just going to do that with. It's just a short-term fix to address these two guys. Motorway 2, we will get rid of that. Flip this that way. In fact, what we'll do is we'll get rid of that. We'll give it to these guys. Bounce down there. Opening up this route to allow these guys to go over the top. I think they're slightly less sort of inconvenient for them to swing around the top than for these guys to get down here. Because we have so many white houses along the top. To the extent that we might actually have to give these guys some of them. So many traffic lights. Don't think that means you're going to see me using them. Okay, we've now got this guy number 4 coming in here. So we'll get this guy to go across there and we'll just use one of our many traffic lights to assist in that. Always filthy when they do that. There was a functioning road there, buddy. Every time I get another blue destination, I've really got to think about where we're bringing guys from to take care of it. Alright. Get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Put that straight along the top there. We can give white a little bit more wiggle room to play with. These two guys we can just run down. Oh, sorry, we want them to go across the top. That means this guy's been stranded. So what we'll do is we will give him to that one. Actually, he can just connect up here, I suppose. Definitely not the guy that needs the extra hand, but they get very glad to get the motorways. So what we're going to do with that motorway, we're going to break these guys off. Just trying to think about the layout that we've got here. Such an ugly little setup. I guess it's the best we got. And that I haven't thought of something better to do. Not that I certainly don't doubt that there is a better way of doing that. Okay, this guy's now gone circular with 2 houses. So what we're going to do is turn him around. We're going to flick that back that way. So these 5 now all look after him. We will then turn these guys around. And they will just do a light little hop over there to help out this guy. Luckily we have 5 bridges. Purple's really coming on strong in this top corner. I'm gonna guess the top score on this level is probably controlled by someone who had less than 15 traffic lights. Certainly where this one's gonna be lost is stacking everything, not motorways. It's a luck of the draw, I suppose. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Alright, cool. Well, at least that one's a bit of an easy one to address. We've got plenty of white houses. You can see all of these guys aren't leaving home. Now we're getting this little scattering of blue houses around here that are actually closer to these two guys. But would have to... I would have to work around the roads that are in their way. It does look like we are going to have to do something. Alright, there's two sets of houses that rely on that road there. Both of these guys are coming that way. This guy a little bit less than the other. Guess we can just do that. We've got this yellow house up there to help out too. Okay. So we currently only have 3 houses looking after both of these. Can we sneak this guy through? And I think yes we can. What we want to do then is just flip this guy around to a much more logical position there. That will mean that we can get this guy come through there, give us 1 extra house. Get that guy to come through. And this guy, I suppose I've got to leave him to that, just because there's only 2 houses otherwise left looking after him. This as well, I realised I could just flip to there and then have 3 houses supporting him. It's probably a better setup. This feels everywhere we're a little bit light on blue houses though. There's another couple of white houses down here we definitely shouldn't be missing out on. Bit of a pain the way that's... I have to hook on there, and just what we needed, another blue house. Got 4 bridges. Let's make that connection. Move that to there. And we'll shift these 2 guys there. So that's those 4 can look after these 2. That will then get that guy to come in to help out with these 2. There's a 4th house up there. That guy's definitely spoiled at this point. And what we also want to do is just get this running over the top. Still not sure that's enough houses for these 2 though. I suppose what we could do is see if we can work out a way to get these guys attached and across. I mean, we do have the available bridges at least. Alright, well this guy who's got a problem with capacity at least has a quick answer and more housing. So they can get down there and help out. The problem here is that you don't have any control about who you're asking them to go help out. Like, are they going to evenly divide here? Or is one of these going to be significantly worse off than the other? But luckily it does look like that was a relatively even divide. Those guys just did. Thank you very much, fellas. So what we're going to do too is we're going to disconnect. Thank you for the more traffic lights. Okay, so this guy's now gone circular too, so all of this... all of this is going to be working overtime. And this guy's probably looking the worst of everyone that's not had a major catastrophe yet. We'll work out how to to do with this guy. Not even any way we can actually get up there with anyone except those two houses. Alright, we don't need that anymore. That green neighborhood just became available. Also should mean that that network should become available too. So what we will do, we will sneak these guys down this way. Come in there, because then it means that we can get these 4 guys all together. And then we can break that off there and wait for this to come back. Once it does, we can claim that. Okay, so the next thing that we've got to look after is this setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and just get them to get rid of some of the congestion in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for him. Hopefully, you can see how many cars are on this road causing a lot of this problem. Hopefully that split will solve some of it. Just mean that the cars can move around a little bit easier. White is still not happy though. We don't have a backup, like emergency Okay, straight that way, can I now? Don't have an emergency motorway that we can just sort of drop on one of these. Oh. At least we can see a fair few of them are flowing at this particular moment, but I mean that's going to turn around and be on the long side any second. Do we have an extra line at the top? We do. So it's going to be a long haul, but it might just be the only thing that we can really do to try and save this. So we'll go those 4 houses there. I'll just drop them in there just so that we can hopefully have 8 cars just sort of come in and just do a quick help. And basically these guys here have just got to like just hang on, and I'm not sure that they will. Oh, come on guys, park. That guy parking in the closest spot is probably the thing that's going to have saved us there. If anything saved us, because we're definitely not out of the woods yet. Nice work, fellas. And we get rewarded with more traffic lights. Oh, and that whole time I've lost this guy that's probably going to cause a collapse. Whoops. Got caught up in that. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We've got blue cutting across here as our 1 extra guy, so we're going to cut that for now, because we're going to have to get green to cut across here. Oh, it feels like we've definitely left that too late. Come on, guys. Oh. Oh. Filthy about that. That's the game got me in a classic move of misdirection. Wow, that's poor. I mean, that's deceptive too. That's not 15% of the way through this. That's 15% of the way through this, which I guess is a little bit better than first read. 500, yeah, not too good, that one. But I credit it, the game beat me there. Well done, game, you got me. Alright, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, I'll English see you later.